Howdy, Majigity Heldens, folks. I am your host, Mr. Scythe, and welcome back to the final episode of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Oh man, I never thought I'd utter those words. By this point in the game, you should have all 100% pickups. If you don't, refer to at least the last few parts to get all of the stuff in treasure hunt mode, where we go through Norian to Brio to the GFS Valhalla and then to the Space Pirate Overworld, Space Pirate Homeworld. Remember, I did not go to Elysia at all during the treasure hunting area because I already got all the items when I was there initially, when I was getting main items, not just doing some item wrap up. So if by this point you're missing anything, refer to the treasure hunt first, and if you're still missing stuff, then refer to the Elysia part, and if you're still missing stuff, go even further back and probably watch the whole project through to make sure that you know kind of where you're going, because So without further ado, the long ass introduction is over. Let's finish this, shall we? Oh man, you have no idea how much relief I have. The fact that we're pretty much done with this. All I need to focus on now is just finishing the game. I don't need to worry about finding all the items and doing all this stuff. You should see the notes I took.
Sir, Samus's ship has joined the fleet.
Thank you, Ensign. Leviathan Command, you are cleared to fire the portal beam. Once the wormhole is open, order all ships to enter.
Affirmative, Admiral. Message to all ships. Prepare for entry. Maintain battle formation timeless.
Samus doesn't even want to help. She just wants to go straight to the planet. Well, I mean, that is why she's there. This is honestly by far one of the coolest locations that I think there has ever been in Metroid. Because the atmosphere here is very unnerving.
Should have realized coming to phase was a bad idea.
So essentially, we are now completely corrupted and essentially in super hyper mode. where we are in permanent hyper mode, and there is absolutely nothing we can do now to get out of it. And the really cool thing about that is that you can actually still use your different visors and stuff like that. But of course, the very dangerous implication is that, like Dark Aether, the very atmosphere of phase essentially damages you. And the higher that bar gets at the top of the screen, the closer to death Samus becomes, and the closer to full corruption she becomes. And we don't want that at all, for any reason whatsoever. So, try not to dawdle around here a little bit, try not to dawdle around here too much. It's kind of important that you make it through here. I mean, you can feel free to take in the environment a little bit, but just be mindful, you might regret it if you do. So, with that in mind, that's why I'm kind of heading around here very quickly. Alright, these things are both extremely helpful and extremely lethal at the same time. They'll charge and take your Phazon energy, but the thing that you have to be very careful about with that is that they can at the same time give it back to you and then some. So you need to make sure that you don't leave them for too long, or otherwise they'll do a tremendous amount of damage to you and spike your Phazon levels really high. Because speaking of which, we'll actually be dealing with one when we get kind of through this room. Because there's 3 levels to this particular room where we blow up some stuff and go down, descend a level. It's not what the hell? It's not in here, but it's in the one down below this one. And I'm gonna try and milk it to clear as much of my Phazon as I can. But again, be mindful, because it can come around to bite you if you're not careful. There are 2. Even though you don't need any right now, there'll be another one that'll try and... yeah. There you go. And when we go down here... hey, siphoned off the last little bit. Alright, so I'm going to deal with these. Okay, now this is kind of annoying. You gotta hit this until eventually it... yeah, you get the idea. Alright, this part's pretty self-explanatory. Just deal with these bastards until eventually it stops. Until eventually that goes down. You should recognize this from when we were on Norian. And there we go. Cool. You can use phase-ings to also take away some of your energy if you need to. They don't last long, though. They don't take much force. Just shoot the crap out of this thing before it eats you. Now, the interesting thing as well is something I didn't really mention before, but normally whenever you get, when you see health drops or whatever, normally those are known literally as, like, Phazon. Like, actual Phazon energy. But the thing about the state that Samus is in right now, they all get converted into anti-Phazon. So this part is a really time-consuming process, and it's made annoying by the Metroids that just continuously respawn. Because eventually that weird-looking fish thing will go to the other side, which it has done. And then you have to make your way over here. Watch out for the gel sack, or the gel zap, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And then pull this off. And start assaulting the crap out of that again. And it's going back over to the other side, isn't it? Yeah. It's the same thing. Gel Zap will appear over here, whatever the fuck these things are called. I don't care. But don't worry too much about your energy at this point, because once you've defeated this thing, there. I don't know how much more damage the missiles do over that, but, you know. Did that on purpose. Alright. Moment of truth. Alright, so, the final battle with Dark Samus. Now this particular fight is honestly like a real pushover, to tell the complete honest truth. But it's made even easier by the fact that once we get into this section, as you can see, Dark Samus has will essentially start splitting into multiple pieces. As you can see here. Now when she does that, turn on your X-ray visor, see which one is the real Dark Samus, and start shooting the ever-loving crap out of it. Darn it, I almost had you. Headshot. Oh. So that's what happened to the Aurora unit. Okay, so the premise of this fight is similar to, like, all the other fights that you end up having with, like, stuff like this. Honestly, the pattern of combat is very similar to, like, a lot of the major bosses. Oh boy. Don't get hit by that. It hurts. Let's see if I can... Yeah, nice. If I can actually do this well enough... I don't know why it came all the way over here, though. If I can do this right, I might actually be able to avoid it summoning Dark Samus clones. Nope. No, unfortunately I didn't. God damn it. The annoying thing about the Dark Samus clones is that they'll just, like, morph ball around until they're done. This part's annoying too. Just dodge to the left. Or to the right, whichever you prefer. Whichever direction is your better directive. Okay, cool. Alright, so that deals with it on its spinal cord thing. Now we actually have to shoot it while it's floating around. This fight is a little bit more tricky because, as you can naturally imagine, yeah, this one's a little more tricky. I don't really know how else to explain this stuff, so I'll just keep showing, I guess. It's a little bit of a pain to hit Aurora unit while it's doing that. And then this is like even more stupid. Ah, almost. I almost managed to actually totally kill it this time. Holy crapola. Oh, that's it.
We have confirmed unstable energy spikes in multiple locations on the planet. It's a chain reaction. It's accelerating. The planet's going to explode!
Order the fleet to disengage and prepare to retreat. Activate the Leviathan's warp field. Get us out of here!
Damage reports coming in. We've lost 37% of the fleet. Half of the surviving ships are reporting heavy casualties.
Sir, we've confirmed the wormhole has disappeared. All the Leviathans are gone. The crisis is over.
What about Samus?
Negative, sir. No contact.
Sir, receiving a transmission from Samus's ship.
Let out a collective sigh of relief. That's it. That's the end of my Let's Play series of the Metroid Prime trilogy. It has been a very long time coming, like 5 years, and I just want to kind of give some final thoughts on the whole thing, because now that we've wrapped up everything, I want to kind of talk about it a bit. There will be discussion about, ooh, the thing with Samus has ended, Dark Samus has ended, but in reality, just, it feels almost surreal to be at the end of this now, because when I did the first game way back in 2012, it was through a particularly difficult period in my life at the time. And as a result, that really showed through in my commentary. And I tried way too hard to be funny. I tried way too hard to just be, entertaining. And it kind of had the opposite effect, essentially. So, yeah. I've learned a lot since then. And now I hope to be a lot better at doing Let's Plays and Let's Breaks and stuff like that than I used to be. And I definitely prefer Let's Breaks over Let's Plays, that's for sure. This took me so much time to put together that it would sound like I'm exaggerating how much time this took me, because I went through all 3 games, meticulously planned out the most efficient possible paths that I could take.
With the death of the planet Phase, Samus Aran's arduous fight against Phazon has ended. However, in the vast regions of space, this victory is just a twinkle of a star, spreading the light of hope through the darkness.
There you go. That's all that gets said, but, yeah, man. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, oh, you got a lot of requests to do Prime 3, you finally caved in, you finally did this and that, and I'm just like, well, to that, the honest truth is that I didn't cave in. I initially wanted to redo all of this. Like, I wanted to finish this, and I wanted to redo all of it, but the way I was approaching it was wrong, and fortunately, doing it the way that I have been doing it has changed the way that I perceive creating content, like in general, let alone just on a Let's Play basis. And as a result of that, what I'm going to be happy to say is, basically I went through and I recorded all of this, like, off-screen, and that's the way I'm going to be doing it for the rest of my projects, is I'm actually going to finish them first before uploading them. And you're probably going to see this months down the line, depending on how the way I pad this out, but I deliberately made it, like, specifically, like, I'm going to do this whole thing, and initially I was going to upload it all, like, within 5 minutes of one another in order to be like, oh, I'm going to spite all the bastards who are mean to me. But then I thought, well, no, I want to actually take advantage of this. And obviously now that I'm on a new channel, this is all here on the new channel, that's kind of what the plan was, is like I wanted to have a fresh start. I wanted to properly, like, get this demon sin crap project that's been haunting me for years. I wanted to get it off my shoulders. I wanted to put it into a concise package, which will be hopefully the best Let's Play of Metroid Prime Trilogy that there is. That's a bold claim, but that's how I feel about it. That's what I strived to do, and I really feel proud of what I have achieved with this. I didn't speed run it in any way. I didn't use any, breaking tactics or anything like that. I did use a ghetto jump in Prime 2, but that was it. Like, the whole purpose of it was to make the most concise walkthrough, because there's so many out there, and many of them don't really do it as really concisely as I want, and as many people probably want, and so I figured I'd do it myself. So I did. My God, how long did that take me? 5:10. Nice. All right. Well, that wraps it up for this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys back in the next project, whatever that will be. I don't really know at this point, to be totally honest. At this time, I don't know when you're going to see this, as I said. At this time, I'm working on, like, Jedi Academy and stuff like that, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I'll get something else in the works. But that's it. That's the Metroid Prime Trilogy all finished. Thank you for your age-long support, for many of you who actually did want to really watch this, and, all the people who were kind and watched the original Prime series that I did. Thank you for tolerating my horrible commentary back then. I hope this was worth the wait. I hope that I made a much better product than I did last time, and I've learned a lot. So again, thank you very much, and I will see you guys back in whatever project in the future. Take it easy. Siphon X Scepter out. So you fuckers can finally stop